Hey guys, Michelle Kinney here. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for checking out my video. This video is going to be amazing. It's going to give you an exact trade that you can put in tomorrow morning if you want. Check it out and be sure to stay until the end because I'm going to give you so much free content. It's going to blow your mind. Something like this can absolutely change your life. Now, on my YouTube station, I'm going to give a shout out to Juan Antonio. I don't know if that's his real name, but that's his like screen name, Juan Antonio something. So this video is dedicated to you, Juan. Check it out. Let me share my screen. I'm going to share my screen and show you exactly the steps to take. Okay, shout out to Juan. He told me about this stock called ETHA, ETHA. Actually, it's an exchange traded fund. It tracks Ethereum. So how many of you guys out there wish you bought Bitcoin when it was like $5 a coin or $500 a coin or $5,000 a coin or even $50,000 a coin? Not that you need to buy a whole coin. You can buy a fraction, obviously, when you invest in crypto. Well, guess what? Bitcoin is at like what, 115,000 per coin, something like that right now. Well, what if I told you I can show you a strategy? It's kind of like going back in time and participating in those huge gains, and it gives you income from week to week. How many of you guys are out there working in some shitty ass job, getting up in the morning, talking to customers that you don't like, checking in with the boss that you don't like, and doing the things that you don't like in your life? Well, guess what? You can absolutely change your life. Let me tell you something about trading options. When you trade options, it's so much better. Now, this stock I'm talking about, this exchange traded fund is based on Ethereum, but it's so much better than trading like Ether or Bitcoin straight. When you trade crypto straight, okay, you buy some Bitcoin or you buy some Ethereum, and what does it do? It goes like this, right? It goes up, it goes down, and then you have to like wait until it goes up and then sell your coins to actually make money. Well, when you trade options, it's so much better. You create income for yourself every single week. Now, how do I live the lifestyle that I live? You can do it too. You don't have to be some like pro trader or something like that. These are easy strategies that anyone can learn. Two simple strategies: sell a put, sell a covered call. That's it. I'm going to break it down in super plain English in this video. Make sure you stay until the end. I am going to give you an actionable trade that you can make on Monday if you wanted to. Now, listen, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you advice on that, but I'm telling you what I'm doing in my account and what works for me and what has been working for years. It works whether the market is up. It works whether the market is down. It works whether the market is sideways. It creates me income every single week that sustains my lifestyle. I live in New York City. Right now, I'm in Los Angeles visiting my kids. Right now, I'm making this video for my daughter's apartment. I do what I want, when I want, with who I want, all the time. You can too. So let me go back to ETHA, right? So this tracks Ethereum, and shout out to Juan for giving me the idea to make this video. So it goes up, it goes down. This is a real trading account, by the way. This is my account that we're looking at. This is ETHA and where it's been the past year. So each bar shows you, okay, when it goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways. But I'm going to show you how to create income for yourself each and every single week. Now, what we're going to start with is selling a put. What that means, it's not as hard as it sounds. It means that I'm committing to buy a certain stock at a certain price if it goes below that price before the expiration date. Now, this particular trade I'm looking at is for Friday. I only do short-term stuff. I want to make my money for myself every single week. I need to sustain my lifestyle. And this is the strategy that has been working for me for years and years and years and allows me to do what I want when I want. So this is an example. I'm going to sell a $35 ETHA put that expires Friday, September 19th. Now, right now, ETHA is at 35.36. We'll see the price right up here, 35.36. And I'm going to sell a $35 put. It expired on Friday at 1.03. What that means is I'm paid, when I make this trade tomorrow, I'm paid $103 in my account right then. I don't have to buy something and wait until it goes up and then sell it to make money. No, I'm getting paid right away. I'm paid $103. For that payment that I get to keep, I'm committing to buy 100 shares of ETHA if ETHA drops below $35 by Friday, September 19th. One of two things is going to happen on Friday when the market closes. ETHA is going to be higher or lower than $35. If it's higher than $35, because $35 is my contract, I don't buy the shares, but I still keep the $103. If it's lower than $35, I'm buying 100 shares of ETHA at $35 and I still keep the $103. It's a win-win. Here, listen, guys, worst case scenario, first of all, you keep the $103 no matter what happens. Worst case scenario, the stock goes down and you buy 100 shares. That's not the end of the world. I'm going to tell you how you can make money off of that. That's why I'm saying stay until the end. I'm going to show you how you can make money every single week, right? Now, as I talk about this trade, I never put a trade in until I calculate the rate of return, right? So I'm going to show you how easy it is to do that. So I'm paid $103. How much money do I need to put this trade up? Well, you need $3,500. And let me explain to you why. If I'm committing to buy 100 shares of ETHA at $35 per share, 100 times $35 is $3,500. If you don't know how to do that in your head, you could just do it with a calculator. 100 times $35 is $3,500. What does that mean, guys? That means you have to have $3,500 in your brokerage account to make this trade. That's not that much money. I'm going to show you, if you don't quite have $3,500, still stay until the end of this video because I'm going to show you how you can also still participate. But let's stay on track here. I have $3,500 in my account. I'm selling a $35 ETHA put that expires Friday, September 19th. I'm paid $103 right then and there. I can go spend it if I want. What's my rate of return if I make a trade like this? Well, let me tell you. If I'm making $103 and I'm putting up $3,500 to make this trade, I'm making this percent, almost 3%. But guess what, guys? I'm only holding the trade for 5 days because it expires on September 19th. And today is September 14th. It's Sunday, so the market's not open. I'm going to do this trade tomorrow. I'm going to do it personally. And you could just ride on my coattails and make money alongside with me if you want. So I'm making 2.9%, but for 5 days. So let's calculate how much is that per day. So first I'm going to divide it by 5. That means I'm making this amount every single day. Now, if I multiply that by 252, because there's 252 trading days in a year, right? So you don't have to calculate that. I'm just telling you what there is. There's 365 days in a year, but the market's not open on the weekends, Saturday or Sunday. So there's 252 days that I can make a trade like this, right? So I'm doing that divided by times 252 to get my annualized rate of return. This is how much percent, 148% that I can make on my money doing a trade like this every single week. Oh my gosh. People tell you that you can't make 100%. I'm showing you in black and white. I'm showing you with my account that you can. Listen, society and all these goofy people that don't know any better ingrained in your brain, too good to be true, too good to be true. Get that shit out of your head. That's not real. Those are the thoughts of somebody else. Those aren't your thoughts. You can absolutely make 100% and more trading options, and you can do it very, very low risk. Now, where's the risk? As we're talking about this, where's the risk? Okay, what if ETHA goes down? Because listen, crypto is volatile, right? So it goes up and goes down. What if ETHA goes down to $32 Friday? Well, guess what? I'm committing to buy it at $35. That's not bad, though. This happens to me all the time. It's not a big deal. I'm going to show you exactly what that means throughout this video. Stay until the end. Let's stay on track, though. I'm making 148% on my money. Now, let's not talk about in percents. Let's talk about in real dollars, because do percents like pay your bills? Do percents let you go grocery shopping or take your date out to the movies or pay your rent or buy a car or anything like that? No, dollars do. So let's talk about dollars. How much dollars are you going to make? So I have to have $3,500 in my account to start this trade. And if you don't have quite that much, I'm going to show you a different way around that, kind of like a cheat sheet way. So stay until the end. But let's stay on track. I have to have $3,500 in my account. If I'm making 148% on my money, what am I doing? I'm making, well, what's that in dollars? Well, that's almost $5,200 per year. What does that mean, guys? Listen, I'm not here. Some people are on YouTube and they sell courses, and I sell courses too because I think that's important. And some people have to pay for more advanced stuff. But I make all my money on trading. I'm putting all this YouTube content out here for free to blow up my channel and to start a fucking movement. You don't need Wall Street. You don't need a financial advisor. No one is going to treat your money better than you. I'm going to say that again. Nobody is ever in the world going to treat your money better than you. You can do this. It's so easy. And I'm showing you how with my screen in black and white. So let's get back on track. I have $3,500 in an account. I can do a trade like this and make myself $5,100 per year. What does that mean? Because I don't care about per year. I care about, I care about weekly income. I make money every week because I have things I want to pay for and money I want to spend on a week-to-week basis. When you work that shitty job, when do you get your paycheck? Every week, every 2 weeks? I like weekly because it's like just more frequent, right? How much money can a trade like this make you every week? Almost $100, guys. Who out there wouldn't be like down to make an extra $100 per week? And you can do it from the comfort of your kitchen table, your living room. You could do it anywhere in the world. You don't even have to be in the United States, guys. You could be in Canada, you could be in Europe, you could be in Southeast Asia. I lived in Bali for a couple of years not long ago, and I was trading in Bali. I go on vacation sometimes. Right now I'm in LA. I live in New York City. You could be anywhere and do this. You just need a Wi-Fi connection and a laptop. And if you don't have a laptop, you could probably do it on your phone. But me, I need glasses, so I need my laptop. It just makes me see better. So what would you be able to do with an extra $100 a week? That's pretty dope, right? You put up $3,500 and you create yourself a spinning cycle, $100 like a check in the mailbox each and every single week. Cool. Now let's talk about all the pluses, all the minuses, all the details. Stay until the end because I want you to have actionable content so you can actually go and do this yourself. Now, a moment ago, I said, okay, well, what about the people that don't have $3,500? Well, in that case, you can use what's called margin. So margin is like the bank lends you some money to make the trade. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you how that works. So let's say I don't have $3,500, but I only have a little bit of money. How much can I make this trade with? Okay, so different platforms show it differently, but I'm going to show you my platform. I'm going to show you like what the required capital is to make this trade. So you guys can all see my box at the bottom, I think. I'm selling one ETHA September 19th, $35 put. It just shows up at $100, but it closed Friday at 103. And then this number here shows you the margin required, right? I'm going to make it bigger for you guys to see. Oh, I can't make it bigger. So you just have to look. $773 is what you have to have in your account. Here's what that means, guys. If you don't have $3,500, you can still make this trade. And you have to have $773 to do that. Now, I'm going to round it off because I don't want you guys to, let's say, put a trade in and then the stock goes down and then there's a margin call. I don't want to get too much in the weeds here, but I don't want anybody to blow up their accounts. So let's just assume you have $1,000 to start. It's like just a round number. You start with $1,000, right? So I'm making the same amount, $103, but I'm only putting up $1,000 because I'm using the bank money, right? What's called margin. Well, now instead of making the other percent, I think it was almost 3% for the 5 days that we're holding the trade. Now we're making a little bit more than 10% because we're putting up less money, right? We're putting up 1,000 instead of 3,500. Again, we're only holding the trade for 5 days. So I'm going to divide that by 5 because I want to see what's my rate of return per day, right? It's a little bit more than 2%. Now, just like we did a moment ago, I'm going to multiply that by 252 because I want to annualize that figure. I want to compare an apple to an apple, not an apple to an orange. I want to know how much can I make annualized per year if I make a trade like this, right? There's 252 trading days in a year, so this gives you my annualized number. Okay, here's what this means, guys. I'm going to fall off my chair at the moment. This means if I have, let's say, $1,000 in my account, and really you don't even need 1,000, you need 773 if I'm being precise, but I'm just rounding it off. I have $1,000 in my account. I'm going to sell an ETHA put that expires Friday, September 19th. I'm going to sell a $35 put. The 35 is the strike price. I'm not going to get too detailed about lingo because I want you guys to stay tuned. I want you to know that this is not that hard. They're just like a couple basic things that you have to learn. You can absolutely learn. It doesn't matter if you flunked out of school, you got a GED, you never graduated high school, maybe you dropped out of school in 8th grade. You can do this. Just pull up a calculator, watch this video 10 times, and pull up a calculator and just calculate it. Here's what this means, guys. I'm selling a $35 put that expires Friday. I'm getting paid $103. Now, remember, when you get paid the premium when you sell a contract, you keep that no matter what happens. It doesn't matter if the stock goes up or down or stays sideways or even goes bankrupt. You keep that $103. In this case, you have to have $1,000 to get started. You're making 519% on your money. I'm telling you, I'm going to fall off my chair. If you did a trade like this, right, every single week, and there's lots of trades like this all the time. I put up videos all the time about stuff like this, exactly this. you're making 500% on your money. So if you start with $1,000, that means you're making like $5,000 a year. $5,000 divided by, because I'm going to put it in dollars, right? I'm going to make $96 a week, but I don't even need 3,500 to start. I just need $1,000 to start. Oh my gosh. What would you guys do with an extra $1,000 a week? I mean, an extra $100 a week. Sorry about that. I don't want to get you too excited. And guess what, guys? If you have more money, like it just scales, right? You, instead of making $100 a week, make $1,000 a week. I had a call yesterday or a couple of days ago with this guy who wants to retire. Some of you guys, I made a video on it yesterday, and some of you guys saw that. Lots of people out there think that they have no other option than to go to that shitty job that they don't like, but you do have another option. You have to have a couple dollars to start. Like you can't say, oh my gosh, I'm broke and I only have $10 to my name. No, that doesn't work. You got to have a little bit of money. So in this case, you have to have $1,000, right? So let me break it down and give you all the risk too, because I don't want you to go blindly. And again, I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You make your own decisions, but this is the stuff that works for me, and it can also work for you. It's not that hard to learn, right? So where's the risk? Let's say ETHA, because Bitcoin and Ethereum is pretty volatile. Let's say ETHA goes down to $32. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say ETHA goes down. Let's even make it worse. Let's say ETHA goes down to $30 a share on Friday. Well, guess what? I'm buying 100 shares at $35. So you got to be ready and willing and able to do that. You got to have that mindset. Okay, I might have to buy that stock, but I like Ethereum anyway. And I know over time, Ethereum is going to go up. So if you have to buy the shares and you buy them and the market is lower and the stock is lower, it's totally okay. Listen, guys, you only lose money if you sell for less than what you paid. You're not going to do that. Let me give you an example. I bought Friday comes, ETHA is down to $30. I bought it at 35. I kept the $103. Now I'm going to sell a covered call against it on Monday. Let me see how much the calls are going for. Now, what a call means is a covered call just means that you are going to sell your shares for more than what you paid, right? So let's say, I'm just going to, okay. So let's say you buy the shares at $35 per share, then you're going to sell a call that has a strike price a little bit over. It might be $35, $35.50, $36. Well, guess what? A $36, as an example, call that expires Friday, rather, that's going for it closed at $94. So here's what that means, guys. And I don't want to get too detailed for all you beginners out there because I don't want you to get confused. Here's what I want to do. I want to infuse in you that these concepts are not that hard and you can absolutely make yourself $100 per week like fucking clockwork. That's what I want to infuse on you. But for those of you who have a little bit of experience out there, I want to give you a little bit more content. If you sell a put and then you have to buy the shares, you turn right around on Monday and you sell a call against it. That's called the wheel. Some of you guys have heard the wheel. I'm going to sell a put. I'm going to make money. The stock goes down. It's okay. I buy the stock. Even if it goes down even more, it's okay. It's only a paper loss on the stock until I sell it, or if I sell it. I'm not going to sell it until it goes higher. So I'm going to sell a call against it at a higher price, and I'm going to make money again. Oh my gosh, this is so easy, guys. If you are working a shitty job that you don't like, you can absolutely use this content and change your life. If you want to know more, hit me up in the comments below. Tell me what you're trading. Tell me if you want to see a video on a different stock, I'll show you. Tell me if you have questions, I'm going to answer it on YouTube. Share this video with someone who is important to you, one of your friends. If this is helpful for you, share this video with somebody else. And be sure to subscribe to my channel because I am putting up a video each and every single day, pushing out tons of free content as a movement to change the world. Fuck Wall Street. Cheers for now.